Hey, Mitch, can you hear me?
Yes, coach.
All right, I'm gonna put on
Yes.
Sunny Joe. Let's see if anyone shows up.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yes, coach.
Hey, Parker.
Hello.
You are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us, something that truly exists in all of us. Simple. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year, but eventually it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great
We'll
work
wait 2 more minutes and then we'll just start.
if you haven't
Okay. Sounds good to me.
they somehow already know what you truly want to become.
Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft.
The master of the offense is saying every situation, you know he's going to do it. It's defending you might almost possibly stop.
Easy is not enough. When you're working on something and you put everything you have in it, and it doesn't work out, you lose your money and other people's money. It's wrong. The rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass.
If you're Elliott, they're flat. Now they get a wide.
Okay. This time, Parker, I've made sure we are actually recording, unlike last week. First part. Do you have your phone with you by any chance? Parker?
Yeah, I do have my phone.
For some reason, my Team Snap chat indicates that there's a new message, but I can't. It's not coming up on my phone. Can you check to see if someone's trying to get onto this meeting?
I was on there a couple seconds ago and didn't see one.
Yeah, I don't see a new message.
I'll try and refresh it and see.
Okay, so Parker, this guy right here with Coach Mitch on his thing. He used to be one of my players. He plays for the University of Washington. He's also you're still ROTC there, right? Mitch, you're still ROTC at UW.
I'm sorry, you froze for a second. What was that?
You're still ROTC at UW, right?
I was. I had to get out of that for academic purposes. Got in the way of school.
Okay. Having done the freshman year at UW, I know how hard that is.
Yeah.
This is Parker. He came up from California, right? Parker?
No, I came from Korea, but before that, I played rugby in Virginia.
Okay. I don't know why I keep thinking California. You seem like such a California dude. He is one of my new players. I was expecting great things from him this year, but the season was cut short, so I'm expecting even greater things from him next year because these conversations that we're having right now, he's helping me get insight in how I can better coach his peers. Little things on how we do things, what motivates, what are some of the skills and that he's picked up elsewhere that perhaps we should bring into our club. We're still the smallest team around. And when our props weigh less than a leg of one of the props from Spanaway, you remember those large individuals?
Oh yeah.
So, I guess I'm gonna have to use names or point. That doesn't help much, does it? We're still looking at ball handling. And I found an interesting thing from the New Zealand Coaching Association. And it's something I may bring up for next year. All right, let's see. It's something I may bring up for next year, and I'll pull it up for you to see right now if I can find it. No, there it is. So, as an example, when you're teaching new skills, in the United States, they still have a bit of a problem with the concept of key factors, but those are really necessary. So when we look at ball handling, one of the most fundamental ball handling skills is to actually pass it.
Mm-hmm.
The problems that we continuously have, and I had a lot of trouble. In fact, I really couldn't find any video that dealt specifically, that was not drills, that analyzed the game and said, how well did a player pass under pressure? Because we can do all these fancy drills and stuff, but until we put pressure, it's really hard to see what happens. And it's even harder to find out how to catch under pressure. Because as we all know, we use it as a skill set of our own, is that we put heavy pressure onto the attacking line because we expect the pressure we put on them will cause them to make a mistake, similar to dropping the ball or passing the ball where the ball should not be passed. But there's not a lot of good videos on that. That's not drills.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll look a little bit at the key factors for handling, passing, some of the other things from this New Zealand thing, and we can make some comments about it. And then we'll watch a few videos. One video that I did find that I wish I had found earlier in the season is 12 minutes of solo rugby ball handling skills. Now, Mitch will recognize many of them. Cat just came by. Mitch will recognize many of them because he had to do many of them. Holding the ball, doing the patty cake, high, low, between your legs, jumping back and forth. Hands back to back, hands over, hands under, things like that. But there's pretty good drills, and it helps you with your ball handling, something we may introduce earlier in the season. And the cat is walking on my other computer. Stop that. Move, 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 move. So I don't know if you know this, Parker, but these are being recorded and they are being posted on our Team Snap. So for so some of your teammates may come by and look at it. That's one of the reasons we're talking about it. And I'm showing this stuff and continue to have these meetings because I've been told that some of your teammates actually watch the videos when they're not able to show up. So that's where your comments are coming in and your ideas in our discussion. Other people can at least watch them. So we'll get back to passing, ball handling. Really, passing is, you can't win rugby by having the ball and just keep running and running and running and running, getting tackled and running and running. You have to pass the ball. That is one of our key factors in the attack. We cannot ensure content. Well, one, it's hard to go forward. We can't pass. And we certainly cannot ensure continuity if we can't pass. So passing is a necessary skill. I'm seeing a lot, and I had talked with Parker about this last session, is that there is a lot more free-flowing in passing, offloads and things like that. It doesn't appear to be as much focus on the fundamentals of passing. Now, we do need to teach, and I do need to learn how to teach offloads, because that, in the right hands, that is a very good passing technique.
We have done a lot of work with that with the Huskies, so I have some things that might help.
Okay. I was going to ask you if you understood what I meant by an offload pass.
Yeah.
That is essentially the one-handed pass backwards, which requires actually a great deal of skill, coordination, and timing. Often skills we don't actually see a lot at our level of play, but when used properly, it is a work of art. When not, it is just, oh my God, palm stop. What did you just do?
Yeah, we started training that last week.
So, key factors when we're dealing with passing: run straight. And strangely enough, that is one of the more difficult things that we have to train our teammates to. They're so used to watching football, and even experienced rugby players, they tend to run at not north-south, but an angle off north-south or towards the sidelines. We need to focus on running straight, holding the ball in two hands. So, Mitch, why do I want to hold the ball in two hands?
Because you have better control over the ball, and if you have it in two hands in front of you, the defending player doesn't know what you're going to do.
So what are my options from holding the ball with two hands that I wouldn't have if the ball was put in a pocket or with just one hand?
The options you have when holding it in two hands in front of you is you can either pass the ball and offload it to your fellow players. You can take it in, go into contact, or if you want, you can kick it.
Okay, good points. Did Coach Mitch leave out any of them there, Parker? Or that's pretty much all you see also?
Well, you can pass both sides rather than just one side.
Yep, that's a very key part. And I like how we don't hear a lot about it, but you have the ball in two hands and then you rotate your body, you're in a far better position to go into contact and not lose the ball. Again, passing under pressure or being under pressure. Run at the defender. Why do I want to run at the defender? There's some big monsters out there. Why would I want to do that? Either of you may answer when you want.
To commit the defender.
Commit the defender. Actually, when I started playing rugby, they told you to run at the largest player you could. And why would I want to run towards the large player, not the little player?
Because they're slower.
Well, it's not so much. I'm running toward. I have the ball. Okay, it says run at a defender. Why would I pick a larger verse? Say I got two defenders equal distance away from me. Why would I tend to go towards the larger defender?
Larger defender.
What happens when he tackles you?
You go down?
Well, yeah, you go down. I have now taken a very large player out of the play legally, especially if I have teammates there. So I go into contact. I make Contact is made. I go to ground. He has to go down with me or it's not a tackle. And then I have support there. We have now created, it is a means in which to create space, which we've talked about. Look at the,
before, but that makes so much sense, actually.
I'm sorry?
I said I've never heard that before, but that actually makes a lot of sense.
It's when you're a small team, it's one of the ways, you have good, strong runners. Remember Lee Ryan, or was he before your time?
I think he was before me.
Darius. Was Darius before your time also? Luke.
Yeah.
Who was a strong runner when you were playing?
When I was playing, we had there was Damien, we had Marty. Trying to remember.
Let's use Damien, who is skinny and short, but he knew how to take a hit. He knew how to take a hit. He knew how to give a hit. So if he goes towards one of the larger guys and he knows how to do that, really your size doesn't matter. Once he wraps you and starts going down, he'll go down with you. You've taken that big player out and you've created space. Why do I want to look at the receiver?
Look at the receiver.
Yeah.
We can make eye contact and make sure they're prepared for the pass.
Yeah. Pretty much. Even more fundamental, I need to know where my teammate is if I'm going to throw the ball.
It's true.
I watched some videos last week where the guy just said, let me just throw it up into space and hope that someone with the right color jersey is near enough to catch it and not drop it. So obviously you want to look at swinging arms. Wow, that just sounds weird. I mean, why do I want to swing the arms? What do you think, Parker? Why do I want to swing my arms?
I don't know.
Okay, well.
Swinging your arms when you're running?
Yeah, I'm running. I'm swinging my arms. Do I have a better pass like this? Or do I have a better pass like this?
You have a better pass like that.
Why?
Because it goes straighter and
You get more power.
more power.
You got force and distance. Follow through. That's just like almost anything else. Any pass. I remember my dad teaching me how to pass a football, Roy football. Wrap it, bring it, point, and then go through. But once you release the ball, keep your hand moving in the direction you want. You want that follow through. Chest height in front of the receiver. Oh, why would I want to do that? That just sounds silly, doesn't it?
So they can run onto the ball.
Yeah, it's fundamental. So you can run on the ball without having to bend over, slow down, or reach up. I will tell you from experience, reaching up is not a fun thing to do when you have a rugby ball. And it completes the support. Now, one of the things that we discussed last week, Parker, and it sort of follows in with this, when I pass the ball to my teammate, my chest is facing them and I am facing them. So what is my natural tendency and direction to run?
Towards them.
Towards them. So what does that make me as soon as I pass the ball in terms of support?
You're right behind them, and so that you can, if they go into contact, you're right there to ruck.
Yeah, you are. When you pass the ball, because of the physics of everything in positioning, when you pass the ball, you should actually be the first person to provide support, as opposed to just pass the ball and sort of slough, lay down, slow down, whatever you want. You're facing him, and if your teammates get smushed, you're right there to help them. Okay, draw. Coaching points we all talked about. Draw the defender in. We certainly commit the defender. Now that is a problem that we have when we do our 2-on-1s, isn't it? We do our 2-on-1 drills. Do we often commit the if we have the ball? Do we actually often commit the defender that's right in front of us?
Not often, from what I've seen, Coach.
Okay. What about you, Parker?
I mean, I try to, but it's not always successful.
How do you try to? What are some of the ways you can draw the defender in or force the defender to react to you?
You have to wait. You have to be patient to pass rather than if you pass way back, he's going to know that you passed, and
What's the term
he
that
doesn't have. You have to wait until he commits to pass.
Okay. What's the term that we use on our team here for distance, for anything in rugby? Contact, passing, kicking, coming into
Decision
the
circle.
Sorry?
Decision circle.
The
The decision circle.
Yep. And that is still the best way to go. I mean, Mitch remembers that term, don't you?
Oh yeah,
You guys,
very important.
you guys use that term at UW?
We talk about it. They don't really have a term for it, but we do talk about the decision circle. We just don't call it that. But I don't know. That's what I've always called it.
Well, of course it is. Just like you call an attack line an echelon, right?
Yeah.
That came about from when I was in Germany, and I was an armored platoon leader, and that's how we position our armored vehicles. Echelon left, echelon right.
Yeah.
And since I was coaching military people at the time, that made the most sense to call it an echelon.
Yeah, I
Okay,
remember
common
saying that
error. Sorry? So we got all these cool coaching points, but some common errors. Not having a straight follow. What does that mean, not having a straight follow through?
Probably having a straight follow through. Probably having your hands up in the air, your hands bent.
Oh yeah. When we're talking passing, why do we stress wiping off the table? How's our hands going?
Hands going, because your hands go straight across.
Going straight across. Now, any of you guys who've had physics, if we go down and we loop it and release, the ball will go off in the tangent of the arc that we've created. So if I go like this, the ball goes straight. If I go like this and release up here, the ball is going to go up there. So we certainly want to have this, the straight, the flat. And of course, when we release the ball, we still want to have our follow through. Overuse of spiral pass. Oh, how can that be a problem? I mean, that's really looks cool. You know, the spiral pass. Why is overuse of spiral pass bad?
Well, if you use a spiral pass too much, especially in closer quarters, it can actually make it more difficult to catch at shorter distances.
Well, how does a spiral pass work? We have a lot of power behind it, and it has a spin.
Yeah.
That's what enables it to go a distance. But if I'm only 3 feet from you and I got that much power coming towards me, and the ball's coming like this,
You'll knock it on.
I will not do a good job of catching it. But if I just do a sort of, nice flap and not as powerful so I can run onto it, would that not be a more effective pass, especially close end? Or even closer when we do our little pop pass. I mean, I can't even figure out how you could do a spiral pop pass, but I'm sure it can be done. Not passing to the target area. Oh, that's a big one. And the biggest one is people pass to the body, their teammate. What's the problem with that, Parker? I've asked you that question many times in the past. Or ask your teammates.
Well, once the pass gets there, they're already it's behind them because they've been running.
So that's why you want to create a target space that they can run onto. What are we doing? Okay. Receiving a pass. Let's see. Catch the ball. Yeah, it does real no good. Parker, you've been a forward for me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Mitch, you weren't, were you?
No, Coach, I was a wing.
Yeah.
I'm a forward now.
Ball dropper. Chin up, eyes open. Why is that important? Got my eyes open. I got my chin up. Why is that important for passing? Because, my hands are down here.
So you can see where it's going, or where it's coming from.
Where it's coming from. And then move straight into the ball. I mean, those are also extend hands, fingers spread. Why do I want to spread my fingers?
It's a big ball.
Well, not only that.
Yeah, it's a big ball.
Well, it's a big ball, but how many when people catch the ball, they try to catch the ball with their hands and their palms. How effective is that?
Not very.
Almost not.
And then when you want to pass the ball, how effective is it to pass like that?
not.
So when your fingers are spread, obviously you can catch the ball and you have better control of the ball with your fingers spread. And when you pass, the same thing. Watch the ball into hands. Why?
The ball in
I
the
mean,
hand.
you trust your teammate to pass where he's supposed to, and your hands are there. Why do you need to watch the ball into the hands?
In case you don't catch it.
Yeah, so you can catch it. I don't know about you, but I really can't catch the ball very good without at least seeing where it's going. And then choose the best option. Not really sure what that means. You got any ideas before I look at the coaching points?
Probably,
As soon as you catch it, figure out what you're supposed to do.
yeah, probably discussing.
Exactly. No, but I catch the ball. What this assumes is once I've caught the ball, I need to know what I'm going to do. When you catch the ball, what is the thing, especially if you're in the back line, you catch the ball, what is the option that is most expected of you to use?
Run.
Is it?
Well, I guess it depends on which end you are. For me, it was to run because I was at the end. But
Yeah. But if anywhere else in the line, what would your general option be?
keep passing it down the line.
Exactly. Now, if you are a forward, we still like the pass to be the biggest option, but normally what do the forwards do with it?
I like to run.
They like to run and run over people. Now, the backs, when they're not passing it, what do they normally do?
Backfield?
Drop it. Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Or run or kick or anything like. But really, this comes back to the decision circle. When you get to the decision circle, that gives you that basically 2 steps at full run to make a decision on what you're going to do once the ball is in your hands. And the same thing when you're getting ready to pass it. Again, am I going to pass it? Am I going to go into contact? Am I going to kick it? Am I going to drop it? I mean, people do that. I've seen people just run and just drop the ball. Okay. Common error is not presenting the target. Why is that a problem?
Teammate doesn't know where to throw it and doesn't know that you're ready for the pass, and you're not ready to catch it.
On our team, remember I say on our team, remember back, how do we let our teammate know we want the ball?
Ball now.
Ball now, exactly. Not meeting the ball early. Hands too rigid. That doesn't sound very good. Taking your eyes off the ball. Okay, we're not going to talk about catching a kick ball right now. We do want to watch a few videos. But I need to reiterate that when you catch the ball, do we catch the ball straight on? Or do we rotate our body?
You rotate the body, coach.
Why?
So that you don't knock the ball on. The ball goes backwards if you don't catch it.
Yes. Have you ever knocked the ball on from a catch?
Yes, I have.
I have also. I've done it more times than I care to admit. So let's make sure we rotate the ball. And how do I know we got one of these high kicks. I go, whoo, and I'm looking up, and I got teammates around me. How do we know who is going to get the ball?
You got to call it.
Okay. I say, my ball. Is that good?
No.
Put your name on it.
Put your name on it. Why?
So everybody knows whose ball it is.
Okay, so if
so that you can go in support of them.
Exactly. So if I hear Parker yell, Parker's ball, 1, I'm not going to try to go for the catch. 2, I should start moving myself in position to support. Either if they catch the ball and get into immediate contact, ruck or maul, or I'm there for a quick pass or whatever. But as soon as I hear someone's called for the ball, I can start moving into a support position. All right. This is some pretty good stuff. I think I'm going to post this. What else? Common errors taking a handling. Picking up the ball from the ground. What's the biggest mistake in picking up the ball from the ground?
Pick it up head on.
Head on. So you knock on it. So how do we prevent that?
Step over it and scoop it back into your hands.
Yeah, do a hawk and skip back. Spiral pass. We've already talked a lot about spiral pass. Halfback pass or scrum half pass. I will tell you I've done that maybe 3 times in my rugby career.
Do it sometimes just for fun.
Sorry? Many errors and stuff. The dive pass. I have never done a dive pass. Have you ever done a dive pass there, Mitch?
Dive pass, on accident maybe, but I typically try to avoid those. It's hard to control.
That is a true statement. And a lob pass. We'll talk a little more about these next session, and hopefully we'll have more people show up. All right, so let's watch some vids, and we'll talk about what we see in the vids.
Okay.
All right, once I find them. Okay, now remember, I am not a big fan of offload passes because they're often used incorrectly, but there are some beautiful offload passes in these videos.
I remember the one time I tried to do that when I was playing in high school.
All right, so as we're watching this, make comments on what you see. Okay, he's going for the run. Nice pass. Little flat. Offload to the back.
I don't see anything.
You're not sharing your screen, or
Oh,
I'm not sharing your screen.
I still see that.
you guys cannot see the screen?
No, it is stuck on the coaching points.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what's going on.
Maybe it's an issue with Zoom.
Or it's an issue, coach is an idiot. That's been known to happen. Let's see.
Also, since we're on the subject, always remember, if you are going to try and offload, communicate the offload, because one time I tried it, would have been perfect, but I didn't communicate it, and the guy knocked it on. So make sure
Yeah,
you come in.
I think I've done that a couple times.
It would have been perfect too, and it was in a tournament.
In a tournament.
All right. Now we see you.
Now you see me. Yep, I figured out what I'm trying to do. All right, there's that. Share screen. Choose the screen. You see the young lady running down the field?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. That was almost a perfect pass in almost every respect. The offload, well, that was pretty, but the pass that he had prior to that, he burst on the ball. He was able to catch the ball, didn't slow down or anything.
Hey Parker, is this laggy for you?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
One thing we just saw on the previous pass is exactly what you were talking about, Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Is the supporting player was obviously not expecting the ball where it came to him from, and he juggled it a couple seconds. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was kind of slow, but I did see that.
Boom, 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 up. And he didn't keep his eye on the ball the entire time, did he?
No, coach. And if we get a chance, we're going to work on a lot of this stuff this summer.
Well, these are some fundamental 7 skills.
Yes.
But it seems to me the biggest skill set on the offload is the supporting player is able to catch just about anything that's within the sphere of his body. Nice. Oh, oh, oh. That was a nice as he's going down.
Another good video on this I saw earlier was the All Black Sevens versus South Africa Cape Town Sevens last year. It was a really good match.
Well, for our next meeting, I hope to find some good. I'm gonna take Japanese and English games from 2003 World Cup. Those I still think, or many of the games that had some of the best rugby in them were at the 2003 World Cup. That was during the transition from, you know, it was still early in the professional realm. So skill sets, you know, basic skills are still being taught and used. Let's try this one. The problem is when you see videos like this, as we saw last week, many of the same plays. Okay, we only have a few minutes left in this particular thing. So first thing I would like to do is pause.
Okay.
All right. So we got about 3 minutes left. Mitch, thank you for showing up. You are invited, and if you want to bring any of your buds, they're also invited. Parker, again, thank you for showing up. Again, we are creating resources for your teammates. So I hope that you don't feel your time wasted in being in these meetings. I certainly don't. I do value both your opinion and your ideas. And again,
you're gonna watch it later. You'll just have better skills.
Well, we like I said, I record this and then I post it on Team Snap. It's also on YouTube under Kitsap Youth Rugby Sessions. So all these videos are also on there, and I'm getting some of the weirdest people liking them. Or at least they seem weird to me. So next session, we're going to go with the strain. We talked today about the fundamental passes. Next week, we're going to be looking at the different passes and catches, as well as we didn't get to today, individual drills that we can use for ball handling.
Okay.
If between now and the next week, since you know that the session is going to be about ball handling, and I really prefer ball handling under pressure, if you find videos that you know of or snippets from games that you know of, and that includes you both, Mitch, as well as you, Parker, just send me the ULR, and I will we can look at them next thing. Is there anything that you guys want to ask me right now?
Not really. It's just let me know if you get any word on a potential season actually starting.
Yes, I plan to ask that question. Has UW talked about the USA Rugby's return to rugby protocols?
Not a whole lot. We've been contacting each other. We're just working on physical training and conditioning over the summer to get ready for. We're assuming there's going to be a season come fall, but we don't really do much in the summer anyway. So we're just training right now.
Okay. Parker, if Kitsap County goes to phase 3, are you going to get some of your buds together and start passing the ball around?
I'll see if I can.
Okay. All right. I think we have less than a minute. So again, thank you, gentlemen, for showing up. I think this is a value to us, so I'm going to continue it on. I would like more participants. I will probably announce on our Facebook page that we're doing this, but so that we don't get all the wackos and weirdos who happen to be on our Facebook page, they'll have to contact me directly to get the meeting number and ID.
Yes, Coach.
Okay. Anything else, boys?
No, Coach.
All right. I will see you guys next Tuesday.
All right, see you Tuesday, Coach.
Okay, and thank you very much. Let's figure out how I can do this.